You talked about acquisitions, maybe going public so you could make some more acquisitions. I don't recall how many acquisitions you've already made to date since 2000. How many acquisitions?
You know, there's a lot more small little websites, but I mean, you could think of about a dozen or less of you know, maybe
Pluck
6 significant
being the really
ones.
big one.
Pluck being the really big one.
Almost.
eHow,
Over 50 million.
right,
Okay.
eHow, Pluck, and some of the very beginning ones.
Are you going to, do you have any plans in 2007? Are you, I mean, are you
2007?
2007, sorry, I had the two. Yeah.
Check the tape. Check the date.
2010. Next year, do you have any plans for acquisitions, or is that not the phase of
I think
the company?
Pluck was about 2 years ago. We haven't bought anything since then.
Okay.
I think our plan is to grow organically.
Okay.
We think we've got a great business model through the studios and our properties.
And what does Sean do? I mean,
Sean's working on, our co-founder. Sean's working on a lot of strategic partnerships, and we are still looking at a number of things.
Okay.
My comment about going public was one of the reasons you go public is to have a currency, and as I said, that just depends on where we are in that life cycle of our company.
Okay. Well, last question. Oh, wait, first of all, so you're not making acquisitions then? So you're not really in that...
We're not focused on making acquisitions, but if the right company comes around and it could increase what we're currently doing, it either makes our network better, it makes our studio better, or makes our social media tools better, then we would. But we're not out there just trying to find random stuff.
If you think about what's the void in your, in your suite of assets, what would it be?
I'd say the only thing that we're not really comfortable with is the way we currently monetize, and we do that through third parties. And we're happy right now working with the third parties as well as our own branded sales force. But that's
third parties being like ad networks?
Yes, ad networks, Google, Yahoo, and all the different parties.
So that's something that could make sense.
Not today, but you asked kind of the only part. Right now we think we have a better business model leveraging their network of advertisers with our branded ad sales. Like, don't get me wrong, our branded ad sales team's doing great. It's growing like crazy. But, you know, it just takes a little while to build that team. Right? I was talking to Joanne Bradford. Yahoo has 1,500 salespeople. We have 8. So it takes a little while to build up that team. So I'd say that's the only piece of our business that we don't yet control ourselves.
And as you look for, let's talk about the content again. Right now, I think of your content as sort of bite-sized nuggets.
Right.
News, automation of evergreen, low-budget, high-quality how-to pieces.
That's part of it. There's actually 12. There's 12 different formats. How-to being one of them.
So if you were to tell somebody, this is, we're a new media company. This is the type of content we create. What is it?
So our Jeremy, who runs all of our editorial, talks about it, which I agree is service journalism, which you're probably familiar with because you're a journalist. It's content that you really need. It's the type of content that is in newspapers everywhere, right? It's travel content. It's content related to cooking, and it's the kind of stuff, as he explained in the old days, you used to tear out of the magazine and put up on your wall, right? Whether it was recipes or tips, right? That journalism type of content's all over the place, and it's extremely useful. It's just not investigative journalism. It's not news. It's evergreen content that people really need, and it's, in my eyes, it's just as important. If you're somebody, again, that really has a problem or really has an issue or wants to learn how to travel, how to speak Spanish, or how to travel to Spain, right? That's very important to you. That's probably more important to you than reading the 100th article about the public option in healthcare. I mean, I don't know how many times you can read the same stuff. So, I think it's important that people realize that the importance of our content is the relevance it is to the user. And, in Chris Anderson's book, Free, he talks about that, right? I mean, content is as good as it is relevant. So if you're looking to do an ollie on a skateboard, and you can watch it, one of our videos on YouTube, that's the most important piece of content to you at that moment. And I think that's the way to think about what we write. It's very important to people because we know their intentions.
Okay, and no long-form content in your future?
I wouldn't say anything. In our future, I mean, we don't know what we're going to do when it comes to long-form, but I think we believe that we're going to try and publish the world's content. And if long-form is the right business model, we'll produce long-form content. It is you got to set a big goal.
Okay.
Trying to publish the world's commercial content.
Well, you've achieved a lot in the past, so I'm pretty sure that that's not going to be hard to do.
It will be hard to do, but thank you.
Okay, thanks, Richard.
Thanks, Bambi.
I've been speaking with Richard Rosenblatt. He is the co-founder and CEO of Demand Media. I'm Bambi Francisco.